What up, what up? This is Modern Prepper, and today we're going to be talking about how to stay hidden in the wilderness. So we'll just start off. We don't have to get into too much bullshit in the beginning, because I don't have very many subscribers, but I'd like to welcome the new ones. Thank you for showing up. So, first thing I recommend, don't bring your smart devices with you. Very first thing, when you're going to your bug out location, somewhere out in the wilderness, don't bring your phone, don't bring your watch. Not only do they give off your GPS signal, your watch also gives off a UV light, and if you're using facial recognition, it's constantly taking UV pictures of your face. Night vision can easily pick that up. It looks like a strobe light. So just don't bring your smart devices. That's rule number one, my recommendation. Two, you're going to want to try to mask all your shine when you're out there. That includes wearing camo, putting on makeup on your face, having your rifle painted, because if your rifle's shiny out there in the field, be easier for them to pick up. You don't want to wear any shiny jewelry out there. You want to look pretty much flat and earth tone. That's your goal. The next recommendation I'd say is to move slowly. Don't move too fast when you're trying to go from one location to the next. Take your time. You're going to want to creep slowly. And minimum of 2 people I'd recommend when you're traveling. And you always want to have each other's back, obviously. And the same thing, cover their back and they cover your back. One goes high, one goes low. 90-degree angles, you know what I mean, guys? So that's your best bet when it comes to traveling. Go slow, stop and listen to everything, because your hearing is better than you think. I'd say the next recommendation would be, if you want to stay out there and not be seen by aircraft, your best bet would be to get underground somehow or get underneath the trees, because every video I've seen of people, police helicopters, with the FLIR, and they're chasing a suspect, whenever the suspect gets under a tree, the guy disappears usually until he pops back up somewhere. If you just, was already out there and you knew an aircraft was coming or some sort of helicopter, you would know automatically to just stay underneath the trees. Or you would at least, if you're under the trees, it's a lot harder for them to see you. I'll just say it like that. And another tip to that would be, you probably want to build your shelter as a foxhole or some kind of hole in the side of a mountain, on a steep mountain, or something to the effect of it being underground or in a cave. If you can find a cave, try to utilize that. Anything that can keep you underground, that gets you not seen from space, the better. Also, the next advantage to having something like a cave, my next recommendation would be to try to use your terrain to your advantage. Always have the high ground. So I would say the next tip, since we're talking about staying hidden out in the wilderness, bring thermal survival blankets with you. They're Mylar blankets. They're like $4 or $5 a piece, I think. They're not very expensive. Even just sleeping with those keeps you a lot warmer. It keeps the heat in your body a lot better. What they do, like if you were to say make a foxhole or a lean-to, which I don't recommend if you're trying to stay hidden. Well, lean-to works kind of too if you're underneath enough tree coverage. But a foxhole is better because you're underground. And then you're going to line the top with logs. What you could do is do 1 layer of logs and then do a couple survival blankets on there and then more logs. And then that will kind of insulate your heat and kind of radiate it back down towards you, so it'll keep you warmer at night. And B, helicopters with FLIR are less likely to see it. The other thing would be, don't stay in one place for too long. A couple days at most at one location, and then you're going to want to move to another one. And depending on what you're doing, and if you have communications going with a bunch of different people, then chances are you're going to be moving around anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And the other thing, don't mark any of your bug out locations in your phone or tell anybody where they're at. Just know in the back of your mind, what roads, and have a minimum of 3 to 5 bug out locations spotted out. And they have to be good ones, and you guys know what I'm talking about. They have to be remote. You have to get out away from people. That's just where it is. And if you live in the city and it's impossible, well, then you need to move out of the city. I don't know what to tell you. Because now's the time. If you don't move out soon, you may be in trouble, and I mean that. Now is the time to get out, figure out a bug out location, and get your plan situated. Because there's not a lot of time left. This thing is about to fall apart. We're right behind Europe when it comes to financial collapse. And I don't mean a little bit. I mean, this is probably going to be the largest collapse you've ever seen in history. This is what the world's largest Ponzi scheme collapsing is going to look like. and it's gonna hurt, okay? It's gonna hurt some people. So that pretty much sums up the video for staying hidden in the wilderness. I kind of got off subject there, but yeah, that's pretty much it. You talk about blocking visible light, blocking non-visible light. That's pretty much the two aspects you want to cover from there. And thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like.